question. You met with the BEKO-LKL president today, Remigijumi Milašiumi. What were the main topics you talked about?
Well, it's the first time that I had the opportunity to meet the president of the league since he was elected last year. And I had the opportunity to see how the league has been growing under his leadership and the progress that the league has made in the last season. I has been impressed of the figures that they show me and the vision of how to grow the league as a whole, working close to the clubs, and has been more about to understand more which is the strategy for the future of the Lithuanian league.
How would you rate the performance of BEKO-LKL teams in Euroleague this season?
Well, I think that at the level of we are this morning to today, I think Neptunas did a great job. I think that being the first time, the first appearance in the Euroleague, they did a great job. They were fighting and competing until the very last game last night. So the arena has been always sold out. The level of the game, they play excellent basketball, and everybody say good things regarding Neptunas. And we are satisfied with this first performance in our league. Regarding Žalgiris, we know Žalgiris is always there. Probably will be in the top 16 as well, which I think the Lithuanian basketball deserves. And Žalgiris is always, even in the last year, has been always competitive. Has been a very stable team in the EuroLeague, and we are happy with them always.
Was it somewhat a surprise to you that Lithuanian teams, despite rather modest budgets, have been competitive against teams with much larger financial capabilities?
Because sports is not always about money, fortunately. It's about commitment, it's about a long vision, it's about to have talent and to work properly with the talent, and to have patience for what people is doing. And I think that in terms of if we evaluate these concepts, Lithuanian teams are on the top of the rankings. So I think that the capacity of the Lithuanian teams to produce players, to produce new talents, it's something amazing. I cannot see other country in Europe. I think that the only one that can compete probably is the Balkan areas that can be at the level of Lithuania in terms of to produce this huge number of talents, that the players on the court. No? And I think that they can compensate the lack of the budgets compared to other teams with this capacity of produce good players.
Lithuania will lose its second place in EuroLeague starting from next season. Has your view changed at all regarding this issue since the decision was made?
Well, first of all, I have to say that it's not a decision that it's definitive. It's something that should be defined better in the future. But I can explain why it's not in the first draft. Lithuania is not in the first draft of the countries, and the reason is because the last 4 years we realized that the performance of the Lithuanian teams at the European level has been going down in a very significant way. With the exception of the Žalgiris Kaunas, the last Lithuanian teams performing in the top 16 was in 2010-11 season, and also in the Eurocup the results has not been good. So the reasons why it's difficult to explain. We also have to take into consideration that last year we had the United League where the Lithuanian teams were playing. So it has been a mix of situations. And then we saw that the performance of the Lithuanian teams at the European level has not been at good enough. That's why we do not put Lithuania in the first draft of the countries for next season. But what will happen next season, it's still unclear, because everything is pending of the discussions we should have with the leagues. And at this moment with the leagues, we are not making the progress at the level we would like to have. I am confident that before March 2015 we will have the final picture, and I am confident that Lithuania will be there at that time, because we always take into consideration the level of the countries. So people can remember that when we started running the Euroleague, we had 4 teams from Greece, and now we have 2. And this is the consequence of the level of the Greek league has been going down in the last years. The same is happened with Italy. So it means that we are always looking at how the leagues evolve, and we are trying to give the right answer to the realities. So I think that the picture of the Euroleague is fair enough in terms that the clubs that we have from the countries reflects the level of the basketball in those countries, taking into account not only the sport level, taking into account all the rest of elements. So if the level of Lithuania, and I think that the good job that the league is doing will help in this way, if the level is recovering, there is no doubt that Lithuania will be there.
The new management of BEKO-LKL has tried to implement a higher quality standard. In your mind, do you think the league is heading the right direction? What has to be focused for LKL to regain the second place it once had?
Well, I think that regardless the goal of to have the second place, I think that what the league is doing is exactly what they should do in order to have a good league, and I think that's the main goal. The main goal is that the Lithuanian league is considered a premium property in the Lithuanian landscape of sports, and I think that being Lithuania a basketball country is their responsibility to put the level of the league at the top. And I think what they are doing in terms of management, in terms of promotion, trying to increase the number of fans, trying to put the game closer to the fans. I think all the strategies in terms of communication and marketing that they are trying to implement are exactly the right ones in the world that we are living, in a very changing world in terms of management of sport, when new technologies are giving us many other opportunities to engage fans. So everything that I saw this morning confirms that they are in the right track in this aspect. But the main goal should be to have the best league possible, and to have a second team of the league will be just the consequence of this, as I said at the beginning.
Arvydas Sabonis turned 50 years old today. What does this iconic player and basketball personality in your eyes mean to European basketball and to the game of basketball in general?
Once I define Arvydas, in my personal opinion, when I am not a coach, so I am not a technical guy, but my view as a former and very bad player is that Arvydas changed the game in Europe. No other player had the impact Arvydas had in the game, in my opinion. So we had excellent players, we have excellent players, we have real talented players, and in Lithuania we had many. But the way Arvydas impacted the game is a very unique play, because to have a 2.16 centimeter guy as a center, which is an excellent shooter, which is like a playmaker, his head is a playmaker head, or a coach in the court, is something so unique that I never seen a player with these skills in the court, never in my life. And I think that the way he impacted the game in Europe, it's unique. So I remember him when he came to Spain, and then I follow him all his career, and I think that we all feel proud of having Arvydas with us in Europe, and has been an opportunity that I don't think we'll have another one in the future.
There has recently been more tensions between FIBA and ULEP, most recently regarding the Adriatic League. Is there a more serious conflict brewing in European basketball?
Well, I think that there is no any conflict that affects the Euroleague regarding the Adriatic League and FIBA. I think that it's something that they have to solve. It's true that the clubs and the leagues state clearly that they don't like the calendar approved by FIBA for national teams beginning 2017. They clearly said that this is against the contract that was signed, that do not allow national team games during the club season that was signed by FIBA. So this agreement goes against this contract. And this is let's say, the problem we had with FIBA. But at the same time, I am confident that we will have the opportunity with open dialogue, with making sacrifice for all sides, that we are prepared to make sacrifice to find a common ground and to find a solution, because it's in our interest, basketball, the growth of basketball. And there is no doubt the national teams has a very important contribution in the growth of basketball. So we have our own responsibility, and we will take our responsibility seriously, and I'm confident that cooperating with FIBA we will find a solution with the calendars.